Hello everybody, this is Dr. Vittorio Puente. And as everyone may well know, a hurricane made landfall just north of Corpus Christi, and the major effects from the hurricane has impacted the city of Houston. And many of the effects have occurred between August 25th and August 28th, 2017. And throughout this cycle, we have seen many images of the grandeur of Hurricane Harvey, of the winds and the rain that has impacted the shoreline and the city itself. While we as adults are watching television, we may not be cognizant that young children are also in tune to those same news images. And while we have been exposed to these kinds of images for many, many years, many of the young minds lack the necessary and important experience to put these images in context. I suggest to parents to approach these images and the newscasts of the hurricane in the manner as if you would make decisions on a PG-13 movie. What kind of supervision are you going to provide? What kind of explanations are you going to make? And what can be done in the wake of this devastation? Well, my first point is allowing your child to have questions or ask questions about the devastation and about the hurricanes themselves. The child may be curious about what exactly they're seeing when they're watching an ABC or an NBC news report that are showing rushing waters, people displaced from their homes, and in interviews, how people lament the loss of many of their things, and for some, the loss of people in their lives. Sit with your child and speak to them about how the rushing water will subside, how many folks do come together to try to make these difficult situations better. You might even remind them of Louisiana and New Orleans, when a hurricane hit there and the city bounced back stronger and thriving better than ever. Point number 2, you may talk about how potential hurricanes can hit you in the particular area where you live. Well, as I said, it depends on the area where you live. For those in Texas who live in Dallas, their child may ask them, do we have any risk that a hurricane will hit us? And as everyone knows who lives in Dallas, the risk is minimal because you're so far offshore. But a child of the age of 5, 6, 7 years old may not understand how the distance is important. You can say that, yes, we're here, but we'll get winds and we'll get rain, but flooding and the problems from it are very, very unlikely. You may even go to say that it's not going to happen there. But for some of us who live close to the Gulf Coast, like in my general area, it depends on how close to the Gulf Coast you are. Here you may want to cite just the frequency of hurricanes that have hit. Here in the Rio Grande Valley, we had Hurricane Allen in 1980 and Hurricane Beulah, I believe, in 1968. Beulah caused great devastation, but a lot of changes were made in order to minimize the devastation. And it was proven in Hurricane Allen. We bounced back really well in the Rio Grande Valley, and the effect was minimal. You can also say that the types of hurricanes that do come in this area are generally lower categories, Category 1, Category 2, that when it comes in, it brings a lot of rain, it brings higher winds, but we in the area are equipped to manage those types of hurricanes. And if you're on the Gulf Coast, many folks on the Gulf Coast will move from the Gulf Coast to more inland where there's more family. And the child can be said, you know, with Aunt so-and-so who lives in Edinburgh, all we need to do is just grab some stuff and go out and stay with Aunt so-and-so. And we'll just ride out the hurricane and everything will be fine. And for the most part, you're not lying, because everything will be fine. Point number 3, because children are going to feel compassion and empathy for the folks in Houston and Corpus Christi. They're going to want to know what they can do. And this is where you can sit with your child and write some letters of hope and letters of betterment and support, and through the name of your child, provide some donations either to the American Red Cross or some specific groups like what J.J. Watt is doing for Houston in his collections to show your child is that we, although watching, we are not going to stand idle. And you can highlight how some people are also on the boats, their own personal boats, bringing people out of the flooding, saving them, emphasizing how we, although live far away, can also establish the sense of community with those people who are part of Texas. Well, these are only three short suggestions, but there are other suggestions that you can find on the APA website, American Psychological Association website, for dealing and speaking with your children about tragedy or about natural disasters. And you can refer to the school psychology, the National Association for School Psychologists website, for similar references. I hope that this short video was somewhat of assistance, and that check out my website, also listed below. And until the next time, stay safe, and we'll see each other soon. Bye now.